That's yesterday's. I need to. Okay. Let's go default workspace. We're gonna over like that. Scanner. I'm just getting set up. Morning, Jesse. Let me see. Can I see? Yeah, I can see it. Okay. I gotta cover that. Let me just make sure that Active Trader Pro is working. Safari is working. Okay. By the way, have you seen Enphase? Let's see. It's EMPH. They're up 10% in pre-market. Hit that thumbs up. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go to Safari View. We're going to do some scans. Dow 30. Let's see if anybody scanned up yesterday. I'll put my do not disturb on. Focus mode. Oh, nothing scanned up on the Dow. Let's see about my brokerage holdings. VTRS. This is a biopharma that came out of Pfizer. Let's look at this. I think it's too small for me to say yeah. It's a good idea. And if you didn't see the real estate sector yesterday, Jesse, so here's the story, and I'll tell you the story, and I think I told Zephan this on Instant Messenger last night on Instagram, but and I gotta check my Instagram. But I went to start the Facebook group, and I started a Facebook page. So I figured, again, I'm a boomer. I started a Facebook fucking page. I had to start a group because I was like, okay, how do I make this private? And then they're like, shit, it's a business. You can't be private in a business. I don't like brokerage holdings there. So we're going to let's see if anything that I've recently looked at. And Matt, Neo had a cross up. Somebody had a question about Neo. Honestly, was it yesterday? Yeah, D-Man had a question about Neo. It's got nothing. I mean, it has a cross up, but it's got God. I'll bring Neo up. What the hell? Okay. Scans. Neo. Anybody that bought Google or Microsoft prior to earnings yesterday? My apologies, but 5 years from now, you'll be telling me, oh my God, that was such a good time to buy. I should have bought it at 104. No, I'm not going to sit there and wait for recently viewed there because it's probably just scanning some of those ETFs. I think it goes over the let's do the ARK holdings. I guess that does. So let me do this. I'm going to move that back to there. By the way, I will tell you, if you guys go to my YouTube channel, I updated the post that man, what is going on with this? Why is it scanning so slow? I gotta let it just move. But I had a interview yesterday to become the chief marketing officer of a company. They would not tell me what. They just said it's a company that C Limited, that's a software company. There's Neo. They just said that it was a startup from a visionary founder who had movies and documentaries made about him. We'll show that. Don't worry about Boyle. You'll be fine. But they made movies about the founder. They wouldn't tell me who the founder is. But the company is using, I guess it's philanthropy dollars to help businesses move towards a more sustainable kindness mission. So it kind of was in my wheelhouse. I have no qualifications to be a CMO, but my contacts. So this is a little message to everyone who's listening who may be younger. Sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know. And the My First Millions podcast, those guys are great in the fact that they talk about, there's an episode called Sarah's List that I think I've sent out to a couple of people. Sam's wife, Sarah, she's a millionaire by herself. And the way she made millions was she started at companies that were just startups, and she got equity. And so when you start at these companies, say you're like employee number 4 at Airbnb, you, as the company grows, even though you may just be an administrative assistant or you may just be the janitor. I mean, there's a famous story about the janitor that used to clean up after Larry and Sergey in their garage when they were creating Google. He's now a billionaire. That's the type of thing that you can do if you can find those people, if you can find those visionaries to partner up with. You're in a good spot. So move to trash. I should show you guys. Let me put this down here. I'll put that down there. Oh, I can't move it. Well. I got to start the podcast so that I'm recording. We're going to go Active Trader Pro, because what I'll do is I'll show you. I like the sound of the podcast yesterday. It was actually pretty good. I listened to 5 minutes. I can't stand listening to myself. But I listened to it and it sounded good. My voice, when I listened to I turned on YouTube Live just to see. And by the way, it's really crappy. The video is really crappy. And I don't know why. I have to work on OBS maybe this weekend, the technical portion, because I have 1 gig internet, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. And so it's not, I do stream my office. I should take a picture, but I have a TV hanging on the wall. And right now I'm watching Jim Cramer, who said yesterday in the morning, he specifically said this, I think both of these companies, Alphabet and Microsoft, will have terrific quarters, and I'm giving permission to buy today because I think they're going to be up significantly after today, after their earnings. Well, both are down about 7%. Inverse Kramer always wins. Remember, he was pounding the table at 300 on BABA. I think I quoted him. I said, ugh, you bother me. Let me see. The Air Liquide for Jordy, AI.PA, Is there any chance that this shows up? No. AI.pa. Let me just look up air. No, it's not here. It's not here. Air liquide, no. Let me reply back to Joe. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm going to reply back on Instagram. I couldn't find it, Jordy. Jordy. I could not find that symbol on TrendSpider or Finviz. My assumption is it's a tiny penny stock. Okay. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I've got Do Not Disturb on. Okay. Here. Let's look. I'm going to pull this up. And I think it was at 36 last time I saw it. It's at 37. Shit, I may buy it now. Let me see. Let me see where the buy was. I think it was 39 yesterday. Yeah, 39.56. Shit, I may get in on this one. I'm going to tell a story to start out the podcast. I'm going to start with Boyle. Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 26th, and I'm watching Jim Cramer's somber face. That guy bothers me. Let's start out with Boyle. I've been touting Boyle all over the place. Yesterday on the podcast, after hours on YouTube Live, I just thought, hey, this thing, it's been beaten down enough. There was a crazy story, though, yesterday. And there, it's AI. Okay. I'll put it back in. There are 10% of the entire shipping fleet of LNG ships, liquid natural gas ships, are sitting offshore in Europe. Europe doesn't have the capacity to actually accept and unload those ships. So remember that there's that supply-demand kind of thing. Well, right now what's going on with... I'm sorry. I'm still alive. Right now what's going on with supply and demand is liquid natural gas is having some issues with its supply, but it's not that it's short supply. It's that it's oversupplied, which is why you're seeing Boyle probably crash down. Plus, you add in, I don't know about you guys, but holy crap. The weather here in Atlanta, it's October. It's almost Halloween. And global warming is coming about because yesterday, I think it was 78 degrees. I went out for a run. It was significantly just super, super nice out. So I'm going to pause it because I can hear my hard drive spinning. Okay, now that's better. So I don't want to say don't buy Boyle, but here's the thing. Overnight, it lost everything. I mean, it got up to 41, 41.50 in the after hours. It was a straight line up yesterday. Let's look at, Active Trader Pro I'm looking at. Yesterday was straight line up. Today it's straight line down. Your RSI went down to 25, and you're now at 52. It's kind of gotten some back. 36.95 is where it's at. 36.70. Let's zoom in on Active Trader Pro on this chart just to see where we're at. God, I hate when it does this. I typically have to go in 2-day. Yeah, when it does after hour stuff, Active Trader Pro does this to me all the time where I can't see the current candle. But you can see enough of it that you can tell it's kind of lost. The Bollinger Bands have synced up, and it's on its way back up. It's at 36.90. I think a lot of people started taking profits yesterday on this one in particular. The buy up in the algorithm, let's switch to the algorithm, 39.56. And when we drag the volume shelf over, let's see, you can clearly see. Let me bring this. Let's bring this back here so you can see. There's a volume shelf that's created right here around 40. So in my mind, I think even though you're trading at 36, which is the bottom of this volume shelf, I think you've got enough support here that you can see it. You know, again, the RSI is at 43, so it's it's kind of in no man's land. It came up from 21, which was just 2 days, 5 days ago last week. The MACD is kind of just capitulating there. It doesn't look like it's turning down, but we'll probably see a little bit down. The fear is that we closed at $40 and we're going to create a gap, and you're going to create a gap down, which is going to be below that 9-day. So you've lost your confirmation per se. It's not going to bring the Bollinger Bands down, I don't think, but we'll have to wait until that candle creates in order to see that. So Boyle, yeah, that's a little one. And let's look real quick. Jordy on Instagram asked me, Air Liquide, I couldn't find the symbol. I just couldn't find the symbol. AI is C3AI. Cameron thought it was AI, but it's, let's see if it's AL. Maybe I just read that one. No, that's Air Lease. So I couldn't find the symbol at all. Usually if I type in Air Liquide, I can't find it. It's just not there. So, Jordy, I don't know if that's a penny stock. I don't know where it's traded off of, but it didn't seem to be even in FinViz. Just couldn't find it. It doesn't look like it's, let's see if I don't put in the symbol. Nah, Air Liquide. So you're going to have to kind of tell me where I can find that one. I just don't, two websites that I have, TrendSpider and FinViz, doesn't have it. So I just can't look it up for you. My assumption is this is a small company. Maybe it's a pre-release. We'll see. But Corey wanted me to look at VTNR, Vertex Energy. This was crazy because I think he's onto something here. And this is Corey's one that plays some options. He's a little bit more of an advanced trader. He found this one. It's in the energy sector. Now, I don't think I brought this one up, but when I went and looked at this one yesterday, and sometimes I do look at your guys' stuff prior to actually getting on air, and I prepare. It's not making money. So that was the first thing that I noticed. The second thing I noticed is that it's an energy company that's not paying a dividend. So I was like, that's kind of strange because energy companies make a shit ton of cash and they return it to the shareholders. Third thing I noticed was that it's 77% up year to date. It's 143% above its 52-week low of $3.30. It is 55% below its 52-week high of 18. And there is a triangle form here, an upside down triangle, where it peaked in June. And it probably peaked in June with the energy run-up. And you can clearly see. Then what happened in August was probably an earnings issue. So they're not making money, but you can clearly see between 5 and probably 9, I would say, on FinViz. That's it. So I went down here and I said, you know what? Let's look at the analysts. The analysts have all downgraded it. There are only 2 from this year, one in August, downgraded without a price target. Oppenheimer in July, they said it was an outperform. And then in August, they downgraded it to a perform. They had an $18 price target. So they still have an $18 price target. So I read the market sentiment, that Simply Wall Street article, and it's renewable diesel production. So I'm fairly certain that this is one. When I read those articles, I said, they're basically saying they're on the verge of making money. So the price to sales, you can see it right here on FinViz, 0.52. Price to book, 5.7. Their book value per share is $1.41. So they're trading at a higher than book value. So if they sold off all of their assets, supposedly, then you'd get $1.41. So it is up there, but it's not crazy compared to its 52-week range. So here's what I'm seeing from a chart perspective. You go over to TrendSpider, and you're seeing it's trading in this range, like I said, between 9 and probably 5, which is a big range, but you've got gaps all over the place. And you can clearly see here in August, remember I talked about the chart on FinViz. In August, you have a gap down. And that gap down went from, it was up at 14 and it went down to 9 on earnings day. And that was because they announced crazy losses and that they're just not making money. So that was where this one went. And so I went back and I said, there's another gap here. And this was on their last earnings where they lost 15 cents per share. It's between 621 and 676. Well, that's been covered. That's been covered. It was covered on the way down, and then it's been covered on the way back up. And the algorithm has a buy-in here September 28th at 642. It's trading at $8.03. I don't want to say that this is a buy right now because that run from 642 to $8.03, you've made your 10%. And typically what I say is when you make your 10%, get out in this market, be happy. Specifically, if it's over a couple of week time and you've made 10%, you can move that one. So what tempted me about this one from Corey is this gap up here. It's so big. And if these guys on earnings, November 7th, come out and say anything about moving towards profitability, this thing's going to cover this gap to 14. Now, the danger is read those articles on FinViz. Go do your own research. Do not listen to some guy on the internet. That is number one, because right now the RSI is at 60. That MACD is up. It's crossing. It's crossed a couple of times. I'll expand it up for everybody watching on YouTube. You can see it's crossed a couple of times within this run, and it's kind of just capitulating right on the strike line. So it's not like this has a clear buy signal right now. But with earnings coming up and that gap up there, all I would be looking for is some type of verbiage from the CEO. Yeah, we're moving here. Here's the other thing that I noticed in TrendSpider, and I guess you can't see it, but because I have it zoomed in a little bit. But the algorithm performance, here's the algorithm performance. It makes you over 1,000 candles, 1,761%. Again, that's 1,761%. Just buying and holding this stock has made you 1,811%. It has 28 positions, 36% are wins. Your average win is 77%. So the volatility is crazy. The volatility is probably justified in the fact that they're just not making money. But in a time when energy just has all of the long-term, we talked about the XLE before. If I go back in and I look at a weekly of the XLE, we're in and I'm going to remove this. We're in a bull market for the XLE. And you can see we're touching the top of the Bollinger Bands on a weekly basis. So we're at a high. It might have to pull back, but that doesn't mean that this one isn't something that I again, throw $50 into it. Maybe it turns into 200. It's a good day. You pay for your lunch. I like it though. So thank you, Corey from Instagram on that one. Meta. This one reports today after the bell. And I got Google and I got Microsoft. Those are down 7%. Microsoft is at 233. Google is at about 95, 96, maybe 97. They're both down about 7%. Meta reports after the bell today. And this is one, the algorithm has you buy in at 134. And I believe you're around there when you buy in. Now, here's where kind of a long play may come in. I listened to the guy who started Oculus, was on My First Millions podcast yesterday, and I posted it. I think it's 15 minutes in. He starts talking about why he sold Oculus to Facebook. He could have been bought out by a number of other companies. And there were other companies that were offering him similar amount of money, blah, 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 the whole thing. Well, he kind of talked about how Google owns the customer, meaning that Google has the eyeballs. They have Gmail. They have YouTube. They know everything about that customers. They have Chrome, which is the largest browser. If you don't think that Google monetizes Chrome by understanding which websites you go to, you're just not reading your user agreement. They monetize everything. That's how Google makes money. So he knew that Google and Apple were the biggest ones that were moving forward with a metaverse, with virtual reality. So he had Zuckerberg kind of called him up, and he found out that Zuckerberg had been doing a lot of research into virtual reality, and it led him to Oculus. And essentially all of the research labs that Zuckerberg had talked to said, these guys are years ahead of any other private company. And what you have to understand, and these are his words, what you have to understand is money can bring about crushing a smaller company, even if they are ahead of the game. So while technology-wise, his Oculus for virtual reality was far and away ahead of what Google, Apple, or anybody had in the virtual reality space, all it would take is a $1 billion, $2 billion kind of mass media or whatever kind of barrage against Oculus, and they'd be dead. Maybe, you just flood the market with cheap headsets, which is what Google tried to do. Maybe you partner with PlayStation. Maybe Microsoft comes out with an Apple headset for Xbox. Any number of those things. And he said, here's what he knew. He knew that Facebook didn't have a hardware program. So Android has, Google has Android. So they have half the phones in the US to be able to display virtual reality with. Apple has half, 60% maybe, of the handsets for virtual reality around the world. Plus, they have software programs that could do that. So what does Facebook have? Well, Facebook didn't have anything, but they had the actual eyeballs. So while he took the buyout from Facebook because, again, Facebook came to him and said, we'll pay you $1 billion for this company. And he said no. And then they came back and said, we'll pay you $2 billion for this company. And he said, that's where it kind of, okay, I'll take $2 billion. But it's an interesting discussion. So in regards to earnings today, Facebook, they probably will report a bad quarter. But I don't think that a bad quarter is what's going to bring this one down. What's going to bring this one down is their path forward. And Zuckerberg has been hedging a little bit that maybe the metaverse isn't ready right now. They just released a headset that has not been received well by the tech world, by any world, by any stretch of the imagination. This one is 60% year to date down. Their PE is 11. This is a company that you're only 3 times book. The book per share is 46. You're trading at 136, 133, somewhere around there. Let's see. Meta. Let's look at Meta. You are trading at 131. So it is below where this one from a technical standpoint. But what you have to look at is more of the fundamentals. This is going to get killed with advertising. The pullback on advertising that Google saw, the slowdown in YouTube revenue that Google saw, the slowdown in advertising that Microsoft saw, the slowdown in advertising that Snap saw. You're going to see it in this stock. So I don't want you to think that, hey, I'm telling you to buy this at 130, that it can't go to 90. It absolutely can go to 90. And so I think it's a little bit of a stretch. If it does go to 90 and it gets below a 10 on the PE, in my mind, I'm dollar cost averaging that $300 price point that I have on my buys. I'm still holding this one at $300 because all the way down, I've kept thinking it's too low, it's too low, it's too low. You can see that 200-day. There's still this gap here between 250 and 320. That gap at some point will be filled. Absolutely 100% will be filled. And make no mistake about it, this is a company that is still in infancy. It just IPO'd, 2015. So it's not even 10 years old. This one's not even 10 years old. So you're still getting in at the low point here. Now, when we look at the volume shelves here, you can see if I pull it to September, about a year ago, September 2021, because that was the highs of this stock where it was up near 400. You can see there's a clear volume shelf up here at 322 where people are still holding. That's me. That's 100% me. The biggest volume shelf that you see is up here between 170 and 155. That's where I think we go in a healthy market. As long as Zuckerberg doesn't spend $10 billion on the metaverse for 300 people to visit. That's the problem that they're seeing right now is the street is saying, you know what, douchebag, your money ain't going anywhere. Put your money somewhere else. So that's where we're seeing this one. And when you see this candle, that green candle, it's finally starting to close the week at a higher point where it's actually started the week. And so if we stay above 126 was where we closed out the week. There's a little niche there that I can see. I think we'll be good. Now, I don't want to lead you guys into this one without thinking. I want you to think about what you use. So I went on Facebook yesterday to completely start a podcast room. I started a freaking business page. I did it wrong. I'm the boomer moron. I don't use Facebook. I freaking hate Facebook. I think Facebook is the demise of society. I think it has created more of a divide than brought people together. And I hate what they're doing with Instagram. But I still use them. And I still use them on a daily basis to connect with friends, to connect with brands, to connect with other people. I still use them. I don't use WhatsApp unless I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, I use WhatsApp. WhatsApp was down yesterday. My dad thought it was iMessage. He started screaming at me last night that iMessage was down all day. I said, no, it was WhatsApp that was down for like an hour. So I do think that the bad news is priced in on Meta. It does have this buy-in, but I don't want you to think that it can't go down because obviously we've been thinking it can't go down this entire time. The algorithm makes you 48%, loses you 48%. Buying and holding loses you 49%. Your average win is only 3%, and you only win 28% of the time. So it's not like this is a high flyer, hey, let's get this one in. I would want you to be adding this one for a long position. And I do think, remember when we talked about, I said on the weekly chart that there's a volume shelf there at about 170, 175. You get a gap here between 161 and 168. And in a good scenario, I think you fill that. But I don't expect today to get some type of news that this is going to be a tremendous quarter and that there's anything out there that's unheard of. because I just don't think that the news is there. But could you get a bounce from 130, 129 up to, 140? Maybe, if they have something good. Maybe he's going to cut back on his meta spending. Maybe they have some type of software program that has been able to divert some of the advertising dollars from the others to them. Who knows? I mean, maybe there's something. Don't know. But I wanted to go over Meta specifically because it is also, it's clear based on the earnings that companies who are able to hold their margin are going to be rewarded. That is why you saw Boeing in pre-market, they announced, and they took a loss for a huge loss. I think it was a record loss. They're up. Let me see where they're in pre-market. It tanked at first, then it came back to even, then it was up. It closed at 146. You're at 145. I think 140 was where it went. It went down to about 140. So in my mind, if you're getting into Boeing, which I don't know why you freak you would, don't listen to Jim Cramer. 140 would be your floor. But companies that hold their margins are getting rewarded. Texas Instruments, they didn't hold their margins. So SOXL took a hit yesterday. I think you're going to see it probably take a little bit of a hit today. Let's see. I think it was up slightly this morning. Let's see. SOXL, it closed at 926. You're down at 877. The buy-in on this one was 727. You still have a positive. You're still going to be above that the 9-day at 855. I think that's going to provide some support today. I think you're covering this gap up here between 1022 and 1086. I just don't think between now and the Fed's announcement that we're going to see anything horrific, I should say. So I do think SOXL is still a buy. Schlumberger, did they change their name to SLB? I don't even know. I heard a rumor about that one. You've still got confirmation. I mean, it is still up here at 52 at the top of the Bollinger Band. This one, we had a buy-in at 36. You're at 52. I mean, it's just gone parabolic. There's no reason to buy into it. They had their earnings. It was a tremendous earnings. You're seeing volume kind of pull down there. I am starting to see the button hook that I talk about. So if you're in Schlumberger, I hate to time it because I tried to time it on DRV last time, which you should be out of, I think. It got you out with a 38% gain, but you should have sold probably up here. If not, definitely here because the button hook happened a second time. You just got, when I said, hey, it's coming down, it was coming down. It was clear it was coming down. And then it kind of made a little fake move back up. But, I said, hey, get out here at 68. It's at 64 right now. But I think I'm seeing Schlumberger the same thing. Spotify announced earnings. SPOT. You guys, the majority of you listen on Spotify. They announced that they were down big. First off, let's see. Where did they close? They closed at they closed at $97. They are at $91. That one looks like, wow. It's got some type of crazy candle on the current one. 10-day volume is 2.5 million. 90-day volume is 1.7 million. They are not making money. They announced a bigger loss than expected, but they were able to hold on to customers even with price increases. That's important because remember when I told you companies that actually have pricing power are getting rewarded in this market. Spotify is one of those. And we had a cross up here at 86.52. I'm not a particular fan of Spotify, and the reason is when you go over here to FinViz, Spotify is not making money. And while I think that you can see on FinViz, their daily has a double bottom, and their double bottom happened at 78. Now they're trading at 91. I think you've put in a bottom, and 80 is probably your support level at a bottom because With pricing power, I think they're good. They're down 58% year to date. They're only 23% above their 52-week low of $78. So at 91, I think you're probably 91, 92. I would probably use that 90 as a support level. Let's just pull it back, the volume level, back to the recent highs. Yeah, you're seeing 80, 85. But wait, is that let's see. Yeah, there's a volume shelf here, 85 to 90. Yeah, 90 is your support. You could get down to 85 and 90, but if you wanted to buy Spotify, I may buy Spotify. And the reason I buy Spotify is I use them so much. Again, I'm on this podcast. I'm on Election Insider with Rick. I'm starting a FIRE podcast, and I'm going to start a positivity podcast as well. So I love Spotify. I love Anchor. Yeah, they pay me pretty good money. I don't have an advertiser right now. That's why you're not seeing an advertiser at the beginning. I am going to start advertising I'll be speaking the advertising in the episodes. But I'm going to start that. I'm just lazy. But Spotify, they have pricing power. If they have pricing power, they announced that they're just losing money on ads. The ad revenue's down. So I like it. Elon posted that, or I don't know if he posted, but he sent his lawyers a message that the deal should close by Friday. Twitter. I think it's Twitter. In fact, ironically, I think it's above the 52 that I sold it at. Yeah, 52.84. It remains to be seen. When it dipped down to 48, brilliant move for anybody who bought at 48 and got 10% move up here, and will probably get the $54. So yeah, he's done selling his Twitter, or I'm sorry, selling his Tesla. I don't want to tell you to buy into Twitter at 52 because it's only $2 per share. That's your top because it's $54.20 that he's paying for it. But Tesla had a nice move yesterday, and you do have some support here. Let's pull the volume level. I'm gonna pull it back to its most recent high. Yeah, look, September 20th. You're seeing support right here between 217 and 220. You're trading at 220, 219 is where you're trading at in pre-market. The MACD crossed up. You have a 219 as your buy-in point on the last one. You do have an upward moving MACD line right there. Your RSI is at 47. I haven't added in my 50% again. You've got this gap up here at 250, which does need to be filled. But we've talked about it too. When I go back here and I go to a weekly, and you look at this weekly, there is a gap back here. I think we have to go to monthly. Let's go to monthly. Because the gap doesn't show the monthly. I think it's just gone too far. Yeah. I think it was it the daily where I saw it? I don't know. You got gaps all the way up here, but the PE is what's the problem. There we go. There's the gap. It's on the daily, and it's December 2020, and it's 136 to 142. I mean, it's clear. I don't think you're getting down here below 100. I just don't think that you're getting down there. We'll pull it back to this gap, and you'll clearly see if you fall below 190, then there's really no support down there until 160. So Tesla, I'll probably be adding back in. I just don't know when. I'll let you guys know when I do. But I do like Tesla. The only thing that worries me, and the only thing that has not worried anybody else, is the PE at 60. The forward PE is 38. It is down 36%. You're 12% above your 52-week low. You're 50%, 46.34. Below your 52-week high of 414. So, Enphase is one that is moving in ENPH is one that's moving in pre-market. In fact, let's go over to Active Trader Pro because show you this one. I looked at it. There it is. ENPH. And I'll wait for this one to pull up. It's moved quite a bit, and I think it was upgraded. The price target from Goldman Sachs is 362. That just came out this morning. It is up 10%, $290. It closed at 200 and it opened up at 290. It closed at 265, opened at 290. Goldman Sachs raised their price target to 362. This is go over here, and we'll look at Enphase, and then once I tell you that, it is I think it's a solar company, ENPH, there we go. Technology Solar. Their PE is 187. It is super, super expensive. See how it's on the bottom here it's trading at 290, so it's not really on the bottom now. But the bottom level of this trend line, it kind of broke it, but it's now inside. Could be going back up to that 337. So I like this one. Year to date, this one's up 45%. Guggenheim, Biden neutral. August, Barclays, equal weight, 292. You've hit that. Goldman Sachs just upgraded to 362. It's expensive. One that I like to play on the solar is Sedge. Their PE is much more reasonable. They are only down 23%. Enphase is way up there because Enphase is kind of Enphase makes those transformers that transforms your solar into actual electricity. So they're used in every solar edge. I think they're more the panel of the solar portion. You can read up about it. I've traded Solar Edge. I like this one, especially down here. Let's make sure that, by the way, Enphase had a buy-in October 18th at 249. Boy, that would have been nice. They just had their earnings, and that's why you're seeing them gap up. They're already down 288 is where they're trading right now. But I like Enphase. But Sedge is one that I have been trading in the past. And made quite a bit of money on because it does move. And it just moved. God, you've already made 10%. October 14th, we went over this one. It hit 203. It was clear that was a bottom, kind of floundered around there. Now it's moving up. They have earnings coming up on November 7th. Read through Enphase's earnings. Then decide, you know what? Maybe Sedge is one that I do want to buy. Maybe I want to pay that $20 premium over the MACD cross up here because it was down so low. The MACD is still down low. It's not high. The RSI is a little high at 64, but that doesn't mean between now and earnings on November 7th that this one doesn't go back up here to 300. So take your cue from Solar Edge, Enphase, and do that one. I like it. So that was one. I think that's my find of the day, along with Corey's VTNR. I think those are two that you might want to look at. Scans, and we talked about yesterday. I think I told somebody. Let me see. Let me look at my notes. Who did I tell? D-Man. I told, fucking sell your NIO. It's a Chinese company. It ain't worth it. Blah, blah, blah. And what happens today? You get a cross up at 1061. Now it's down from that 1061, but you do have a cross up. This is the only scan that I found. They have earnings coming up. Here's the thing. The algorithm loses you 48%. Buying and holding loses you 62%. Your average win is 15%, 15.99, so 16%. 33 positions, you only win 27% of the time. So you're rolling the dice for a 1 in 4 win. I don't know that it's necessarily worth it because you've seen this huge cross down here. The death cross right here of the 50-day on September 29th, where the 50-day crossed the 200-day. You have no volume support down here whatsoever. So I don't know why in the world you would take it, but I don't know that I'd sell into the weakness either. If you've lost this much, say you bought at 20 and you've lost 50% and you're down at 10, I wouldn't take the loss. Maybe wait for it to hit throw in a buy at $10, and then their earnings come out and the Chinese government says, you know what? We're putting our money towards you. We're going to screw Tesla, and we're going to give you guys a ton of money. Well, maybe that happens. So, is it possible to portray your technical edge to hedge fund or investment bank? And if they impressed, use it in their portfolio and get a percentage. So my algorithm, so here's, and I'll kind of go over it a little bit. And I was going to do a full episode one weekend about the logic of my algorithm. So let's look at SPY. Because SPY is it's the number one, it's the largest ETF that tracks the S&P 500, and it's pretty much what options are based on. And you can make a lot of money just trading SPY. My algorithm over 1,000 candles makes you 5% on SPY. Buying and holding SPY makes you 16%. Now, mind you, 1,000 candles is a bull market, pretty much a bull market. Because when we pull back here, and you're going to see, when we pull back to 1,000 candles, I'm going to load it up. Hopefully I'm on. No, I'm not on this. We're going to go to Safari View. You guys missed out on Neo, but oh well. The chart. So this is SPY, and these are all the buys and sells in my algorithm. The reason the algorithm was written was around COVID. So February 2020, we all lost a bunch of money. I think everybody lost a bunch of money as the market went down. It was inevitable. It just sank. And myself and my friend said, we don't want to lose all that money. What if we could have sold out and at least saved some money and then bought back in when we saw a bottom? So we did some research, and there was a YouTube channel called Trading Rush, and they back tested the MACD. Their MACD strategy was, I think, sell out at a 5% loss, and then when you make 10%, you sell out, and blah blah blah. There was a lot of manipulation in their actual strategy, and it was actually very precise. And there was no emotion used. It could have gone for more of a run. It could have, sold them out too early. It could have saved them from getting into the downturn. But there was a large, you can just Google that one, look it up on YouTube. It's Trading Rush MACD strategy, and you'll find it, and you can watch it. So we decided, we want to look at back testing. And so we used a free tool that Fidelity had to back test. We didn't like it. Fidelity stopped supporting it, so we had to pay for it, and we didn't like it. We went out there and we looked. There were several other back testing tools that we used, and I think it was around September we landed on TrendSpider. And the two of us started using TrendSpider. We kind of understood TrendSpider, and we wanted to put that MACD strategy in place. Well, you can see, maybe you can't see, but up here in the upper right-hand corner, there's a thing called Strategy Tester on TrendSpider, and it is a back testing performance. So nothing can tell you the future, but this simply goes back and looks at, okay, if I bought here and sold here based on these parameters, then I would have done this. So our strategy was we used the MACD cross up to get in. There was no better time to get in. There was no we tried moving averages, we tried other things, but the only thing that really constantly got us profits consistently was a MACD cross up. So full disclosure, that's the entry point. In the algorithm, there is nothing else other than the MACD cross up. Now it's on a 4-hour chart. We did back testing a daily, weekly, monthly, 1 hour, 2 hour, 30-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute. We did back testing on them all. 4-hour fit our quote unquote lifestyle, and it just performed better. Now, the sale part was the tricky part, and that's when you sign up for TrendSpider and I give you access to my algorithm, that's the bread and butter. It's the sale part. And 9 times out of 10, when you guys ask me questions, it's when should I get out? Not when should I get in? When should I get out? And that's the special sauce. And so what we did was we used some moving averages. And there's a couple of different moving averages in there. It is quite simple. But the reason it will never outperform in a bull market is because the MACD will ultimately cross up and cross down in a bull market. So if we were to go here and on the SPY, and mind you, for the last, this one goes back to 2015, 7 years, it's been a bull market. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is a absolute bull market. How are you going to get in and get out effectively in a bull market? Now, if you take this part, December 27th, down to here, the reason it will underperform in the up is because it gets you constantly in and out and it can't time. There's nothing that can time you around actually hitting the top and bottom, say around COVID right here. There's nothing. You can say, oh yeah, I should have done it, but you can't tell. There's no way anybody's that good. You can get out within that week, but you can't, consistently, you can't time this thing. You can't time the 2018 tightening. You can't time this February 2016 where you just saw a downturn from December to February. You can't time these things. You just can't. You can't time January as being the top. You can't time the June as being the bottom, and then August. You just can't. So our algorithm will underperform because it will, on a 4-hour chart, get you in and out based on 4-hour charts. And within this is a weekly chart. If I set up an algorithm on this one, maybe it performs a little bit better. We didn't think so. We looked at it, and it was you held on too long, and we couldn't figure that out. So my algorithm will underperform in a bull market, but it will overperform in a bear market. So if I were to trade my entire portfolio based on the algorithm, I would have gotten in and out, and say the S&P is down year to date. Let's see, SPY is down year to date 18%. I bet if I put let's just do I have a year to date? Let me see. No, I don't have a year to date to back test it against SPY, but I can tell you it would. So while you're losing 18%, my algorithm would not make you money in this downward market, but it would most likely, and I'm trying to see asset performance, net profit 5.17. It doesn't give me a year to date. No, it doesn't give me a year to date. I'm trying to look through to see if it gives me a year to date. It doesn't. Yeah. But it will outperform. It'll lose you less. And that was our goal. Our goal was to, and what we did was, rather than do a market perspective, we said, you know what? We want to look at stocks that we think are in areas that are going to overperform. So part of that is energy has been overperforming this year. So let's pick out some energy stocks. Let's look at Devon. Devon right now is up at 76. So while I do think that if my algorithm were put up against hedge funds, there are some much more complicated schemes that hedge funds use, specifically with quote unquote hedging, which is what a hedge fund is, with options plays and protecting the downside and things of that sort. My algorithm does not play into that. My algorithm plays with the actual equity, and it says get in or get out. And that's essentially what the algorithm does. If you want to play with options based on my algorithm, go have at it. I've had several people, do that, and they've done really, really well. Remember, I said the algorithm underperforms in a bull market. Well, look at Devon for example. Devon, the algorithm that makes you 159%. Buying and holding Devon over 1,000 candles makes you 812%. It's underperforming just a bull run in energy in Devon. It's going to underperform. But the theory that we had was we don't know what the future holds. So in a bear market, I'd be perfectly happy making 159%. Even, in a bull market, I'd be perfectly happy making 159% over 2 years. Part of the kind of special sauce is picking out those stocks too and identifying which industries are running. So when you listen to me, understand that I do a little bit more research into which industries are running, and I do take your suggestions as far as stocks. But I'm not throwing people into dangerous situations where you're gonna lose a ton of money. I have in the past sent you into situations where you have lost money, but if you have downside protection and you've said to yourself, for instance, several people got into BOIL. Let's see where BOIL is right now. And I said it was $39 was the entry point. BOIL right now is trading at 38. So it's almost made up. 36. Shit, I should have stopped the podcast and bought at 36. It's got all the confirmation in the world. It's above the 9-day right now on a 1-minute chart. The MACD is a little bit high. The RSI is up at 62, 64. So it's a little bit high, but it's got all the confirmation in the world. It's going back to 40. You're going to see it close at 40, I think, before the end of the day. I'm going to stop the podcast now. If you want more, kind of just tune into YouTube. It is, an hour? Let me see the time frame. 49 minutes. So I think about an hour on YouTube should pick it up. I want to thank you guys for listening. I was ranked 15th on Good Pods in the investing category. First award, I guess. They emailed me, so I kind of tweeted about it. Big deal. But if you guys have any questions, hit me up on the socials. There's a link tree down below. Thank you to all of the supporters. Those are the people that I really, really appreciate. I appreciate all of you. What the hell? Just tip your bartender when I give you BOIL and I say stay in at 38. Stay in at 38. Again, my opinion is have your downside protection. Identify when you get in at 40 and it immediately goes down to 36 the next day. That's 10%. Are you okay losing 10%? Are you okay losing another 10%? If not, sell half the position, and then add back into the position if it goes down again. So these strategies are time tested. They're ways to try and make money. But I will tell you the best time tested strategy is buy and hold. Find a good stock, buy and hold it. Don't trade around it. Only a small portion of my portfolio is traded. So with that, thank you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Export song to disk. And I can't stay on as long as I did yesterday. Okay. I think it's Abraham Dearman, 9ins. Your username, man. It's going to give me a headache. What's the safest way to automate a trading edge without getting stole by coders other than NDA? Okay, you're going to have to explain that to me. Stopped by, you mean stopped out? Because TrendSpider has a way you can, if I wanted to automate my trades, so say for instance, let's go back to Safari View. Say for instance, I want to automate trades in CrowdStrike, which is a good volatile stock. And all of the white entries, those are all whites. The greens and the reds are exits. So like this one, you lose 5%. This one, you gain 1%. This one, you gain 1%. This one, you gain 13%. Say you want to automate this and you want to sync this up so that it buys from your brokerage house every time something happens. So every time the MACD crosses up, it buys 10 shares. You can launch it as a trading bot for this particular equity. And by trading bot, you link it up to your brokerage account, and TrendSpider, when it identifies that the cross up happens on whatever strategy you have, it sends the buy or the sell thing over. So, oh yeah, T-Row. T-Row. It's gone on a run. I think I told you not to sell this one into the run because it's had a run. It's had confirmation. I think you're going to see it do fine. I mean, their earnings, I had this MACD cross up. The RSI is a little high, but you got these gaps up here. What's there? Let me see what they're, because they do pay a dividend too, I think. Yeah, 4.42. You're only 16% above your 52-week. This one's different than IBM's, Evan, because IBM is just a dinosaur. You know IBM is going to stay in a trading range. T-Row, while I don't think it's a dinosaur, with rising rates, financials should do well. I don't know their business to know super well. Credit Suisse just initiated coverage with a $70 price target. Well, that's fucking horrible. 10 best undervalued dividend stocks to buy right now. These are just such shitty articles. Because they're more interested in you buying their strategy. I do agree with Fang. Best Buy, F you. Just fucking buying from Best Buy. Truist, it's not a bad bank. They overspent for the branding of Truist because nobody likes that name. T. Rowe Price. Maryland-based investment company is added to our list of the best dividends as by raising its payouts consistently for 36 years. It currently pays a quarterly dividend of $1.20. Yield of 4. Moreover, its recent quarterly earnings, the company reported strong cash generation. Report owning T. Rowe Price compared with $33 million the previous quarter. So fewer hedge funds own it in Q2 than in Q1. That's not great. But, from a chart perspective, Zephan, it's got confirmation. It's probably just going on a run. I mean, my opinion of the market, we're just going on a little run. I don't think there's anything. Code. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. Here's the thing. Dirham. Abdirahman. And my apologies. I was having this conversation with one of my friends yesterday about pronouns, and how it doesn't bother me to call somebody by different pronouns if that's what they want to be called. It's like me forgetting everybody's name and saying everybody's name wrong. I consider that to be a huge insult, and I constantly apologize about that. And so my apologies to you if I say your name wrong. It's not from a perspective of ignorance. It's a perspective of I'm just a moron. That's all it is. So yeah. But I've had talks with TrendSpider about my algorithm. And the CEO looked at it and he goes, dude, it's fucking brilliant. He goes, if you're okay underperforming the market, it's great. It protects you from the downside. If you can listen to it and take your emotions out of it, it's great. Here's the thing. I think code developers are less interested in your actual code, because trading, and I think everybody on here would agree, 99% of trading is mental. and telling yourself to buy or sell. You can automate it. You can get it out there. The only way to protect it, your quote unquote secret, is to not share it with anybody. It's kind of the model of, hey, full self-driving. NIO stole Tesla's full self-driving. Chinese government ain't going after NIO because who cares? Tesla, was pissed off about it. What did Elon do? He rewrote the damn full self-driving. So he completely redid it. You can't protect it. It's like Coke's recipe. Back in the day, they had their recipe locked up in a safe. So yeah, but Cameron copyright law is just Yeah. Oh, I like Snowflake or Google. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Snowflake's down. Snowflake, my pivot point is 180. But I think, we've been running so much. I think the market's just taking a breather, and I think it's taking a breather for the earnings reason. Is most of Wall Street thought earnings were going to come down, and they just didn't come down. Snowflake's got that gap up here at 185. Let's see Google. I got to trade out my GOOGL for GOOG. Because, by the way, even though Google is down, they're still keeping the buyback. And it's look, it's a green candle. You're way down here. You've got a gap down here. It's a green candle. You could trade Google as a trade right now. I'm telling you, you'll be at 105 by the end of the year. At least 105 by the end of the year. If not covering this gap up here at 120. Yeah, patents are just country. Copyright is internationally respected, other than the freaking Chinese. China's a different beast. It just is. But let me switch you back here. We can watch Boyle go up and down. Google or Snowflake, depends on your timeline. I would say I would buy Google because I think Snowflake, if I look at Snowflake, when are their earnings coming out? You could get hurt by Snowflake earnings. So from a long-term perspective, I would say Snowflake probably has a better chance. They don't have earnings until, they haven't even announced their earnings, August 24th. I don't know when their next earnings is. But I would say probably Google. It's hard to tell between the two. You know what you do? Stefan, put half in Snowflake, half in Google. Simple. I do think Snowflake has a chance of hitting that 200-day down here at 150, 159. I just, you got to put up with the volatility, and I think, spreading yourself out that way is probably good. Yeah, if Apple and Amazon are down tomorrow, it'll be bad, Joe. I mean, listen, the reality is Apple rules this market. Apple's the largest, most widely held stock in anything, in all of the ETFs that it holds. In order for us here, if we go back to SPY, and I hate to do these general kind of things, but if we go back to SPY and we go to, I think it's a weekly or a monthly. I think it's a weekly. Yeah, here. If you're going to make the suggestion that we are going to make a round trip to COVID, You're going to come back here to February 24th, and you've got, this is a weekly chart of SPY. You've got this gap right here. And this is why 3,300 to 3,200 is such an important level. Because if we make that full round trip, remember, this was this entire run from down here in March all the way up here to January of this year. This entire run was fueled by the Fed buying assets, by interest rates going to zero, and by Congress distributing money to the American people. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not making a political statement whatsoever. But the reality of the situation is we've got too much in the system and you need to take it back out. Well, when you start taking it back out and start raising interest rates, that's what you see. So they're trying to kill the economy, which will bring this back. Now, you're using that 200-day as a support level right now at 360. And this is SPY. This isn't the S&P. This is SPY. 360 is that support level. That's why you hear 3,600 as probably the support that we pull back to. Oh, you guys can't see it. Shit. Okay. I got to go over my space to get my thing again. Here's the gap that I was talking about right here. And you can see a weekly chart of the S&P. See those Bollinger Bands too? How they get really wide and then they cinch up. And when you cinch up, you go for a run. See how they get really wide here? And then you go for a run. And they're wide right here from the bottom to the top as it moves down. Then you go for a run. So here's, you kind of see it cinch up. You're going for a run the wrong way. You cinch up here. You're going for the run the wrong way. You've broken your bull market. And you're still in an upward trend here. But it's leveling off. And that 50-day, which is the blue line, it's going down. It's leveling off, so that's your midterm, but you're still in an upward moving market. And a lot of the strategists say in order to get out of a bull market, we have to see a downturn. Well, you haven't seen a long-term downward trend on the weekly. And in order to get to a downward trend and for the Fed to actually kill inflation, and that's what a lot of economists say, you got to get down to fill this gap on the way down. And as you fill that gap on the way down on the weekly, that red one, the longer it takes for us to get down here, that red line, the 200-day, will flatten out and move down. So there's your overall look at why a lot of people think it's going to move down. Ooh, new home sales down 10% versus 13% estimate. There's a boost. TQQQ is way down, by the way. And look, Boyle still has confirmation. Mother effer, I just got to buy it. Hold on. What did we say the algo buy-in is? I hate buying it. 39.56. We are trading at... I'm going to go here. Active Trader Pro. Ooh, what is that? Scene transition. I can do different transitions. Boy, I hate buying into this run. I'm going to put in an order at 38. I think we might come back down to 38. I'm putting an order in for Boyle at 38. And see, here's what I do, by the way. I look at the charts. I don't trust you fuckers not to take my account number and shit, so I'm trading on my phone. Ooh, and boy, I just looked at it. I'm down 1.76 today. So I am underperforming absolutely everything. The Dow is actually up. Transact, trade, Boyle. Buy in this account and 38. Oh, mother effer. Okay. It's not letting me trade because I have to accept something. So I am going to buy it. I have to buy it on my online. I'll look at SQQ for you. Oh, look at that. Do we have a new app for Fidelity? New trading experience. Oh. Oh, I didn't get to check. Don't ask me again on this device. Okay. Boyle. Oh God! And as I go to buy it at 28, it's rising. Dude, they're driving this back up to 40. Why do I have to accept this? Select an account. Boyle. Buy. Order type. Limit. 38. God, I should probably just do 39. I'm going to do 39. I won't get 38. You know what? I'm going to be patient. I'm not buying into a run. SQQQ, let me get out of. Hold on, I want to see what this new trading experience is like. Learn more. Try the latest mobile. Oh, I have mobile. Track investments. I have Fidelity Spire. I hated it. It's just the new mobile. I do love their mobile check deposit. Okay. I am going to upload this podcast. And then I got to get out of here. I got an 11:30 lunch day. And I will open up the group, the Facebook group. I'm going to put in, Tiffin, the only problem that I have is when I look at this, I hate buying into that. I wish I would have bought when it lost its confirmation and touched that bottom part of the Bollinger Band there, down there at 36.60. But my ass was doing the damn podcast. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that down there with that MACD, look at that MACD. You knew it was going to go up. The RSI was at 28. It had to go up. See, you're losing it now. You're down at about 39. I may put it in for 38. But I'm going to upload the podcast first. Hey, when you guys clicked on the live this morning, did you like the banner? And I have to insert an ad. Okay. Let me make sure I have an ad. Oh, I want 3 ads. Ooh, I wonder if I could add 3 ads so that you guys had to listen to a ton of ads. And by the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at affiliate payments rather than doing ads and having ads. I'm going to look at like there's one, BetterHelp, which is a mental health app, and you guys have probably heard of. I think they have an affiliate program where if I steer you to download BetterHelp, you get a free offer and I get like a commission kind of thing. And that's the kind of stuff that I'd rather have than you guys tipping me and stuff. I'd rather have, and by the way, look in the link because Visible. God, I have Visible service. There was a great, here, I'm going to send you guys a YouTube video in the chat. I can't get to it. Hold on. I can get to it on here. Ooh, I do my banner looks good. Banner looks way better than it did. Let me see. I am going to copy daily stock picks. There's my YouTube channel. Where is it? Cola Canyon. Oh, here we go. Okay. Share. Copy link. And then I think I can copy it here. Paste. There we go. So if you're wondering about Visible, there's a link to a YouTube video that this is the guy who basically I got Visible from. He was the reason why I got Visible. And he goes over, why would anybody pay $80 for Verizon service where you get the same service with Visible for I think $45 a month. He's on the $45 version. I'm on the $25 version, which is no longer available. But for me personally, the $30 version does just fine. Save episode. Episodes. What's crazy is I changed the banner yesterday. I ain't getting anybody else clicking on me. Okay, what do I want to call this one? What did I name yesterday's? TQQQ. I should say boil by. Market update 10/26. You know what? Let's do Meta. For earnings, boil by. It's Brittany, bitch. I just read Brandon's text. I'll send it to you. Brandon, shoot me a message in one of the socials. I'll send you the picture. You basically go up into Strategy Tester in the upper right-hand corner, and then there's maybe 10 steps after that. But it's so super simple. Send me a message in the socials, and I'll send it to you. It's super easy. I'm going out to lunch, but I'm available this afternoon. I'm recording another podcast this afternoon. I have to look at Sedge because I'm telling you guys, Sedge is Sedge is the shit. Boils down to 39. Just lost it. It's setting up right there at 39. Am I getting a bunch of texts? No, that's fucking Jim Cramer. Let's look at the 2-day of Sedge. Oh, you know what I want to look at? What was the one that you had yesterday, Joe? Joe, which one was it? MP. DH. Send me what it was. Put the chat in there. I want to look at that one. Boyle. I like VRTM. Meta. SOXL. I like SOXL. Boeing. Spotify. MEDP. Let's look at that one. MEDP. Oh, I got you out too early, Joe. It closed. You know what's crazy is look at that. It closed yesterday. I didn't get you out too early yesterday because it kind of just closed there. It closed at 218, so at 220, you did the right thing in selling at 220. It just went for this run in the morning. But see, it's losing its steam. Holy fuck, the VIX is down 2.46%. This is why I can't sit around here and trade with you guys. I get nothing done all day. I don't know how in the hell. I just looked at it, Joe. Look at UVixie. UVixie under 10 is in play again. UVixie under 10 is in play again. Keep that one on the watch list. I'm putting that down for tomorrow. Thursday. Let's see, title. UVixie under 10 is in play. Twitter. Tesla. It's down based on Google. Snap. SFT. ENPH. And Sedge. And Neo. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Publish now. God. Why do I have 7 notifications on Twitter? Tom gave me some good things, but SOXL. I like SOXL. Boeing. Oh, I gotta put Visa in here because Visa reported earnings. We're gonna take that out there. Elon closing in. I don't need Meta twice. MedP. What are some other big ones? TQQQ. SQQQ. RNAS. I don't know what that is. We have Apple. We have Amazon. We have AMD. We have SPY. We have T. We have F. Epics. Well, let's put in Epics. We have Baba. Baba's up 5%. NVIDIA. XPEV. And K-Web. I can get rid of one. Oh, I can get rid of that whole boil. I can even get rid of Meta. So let's see, we've got others. We can put in ARKK. We can put in LabU. And that's it. Okay, tweet. Boom, boom, boom. I don't like the way What's the one? Oh. Podcast Promotion Marketing Agency. I'm an Apple Podcast promoter and digital marketer. From scratch to end, you will get organic Apple Podcast downloads, rating, promotion. Huh. I'll follow him. Why not? Oh, Upwork. I should take the clips. Boy, he's just promoting it out to his group. Okay. Anybody buy Boyle yet? Boy, you Vixie. Look at that one. Let's see, Boyle, 38.80. That's why I don't like buying into runs. But I will tell you, I think I'm going to put it in for 38. I like this shelf down here. It is building this shelf big up here at 39. You know what? Okay, I'm still on Active Trader Pro. Oh. What's your handle? Let me see. Let me see. Brandon. I'll follow you on Twitter. I thought I sent you a message before, or we did message before. I guess not. Brittany, bitch, send me your Twitter handle. Hold on 1 second. Dog's crying. Okay, she's under there. And you just got to be a little bit more aggressive about this. Bum, 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 bum. Let me make sure I don't have an ad. I like to look to see if I have ads. Brandon Hahn. I'll follow you. Hahn follows you. I'll follow you. Boom. And now I'll dude, you haven't tweeted. Let me message you. Let me see where the you know what? I'm just gonna take a shot of it. Okay. Here we go. And here is okay. That's the screenshot. Strategy tester in the upper right. Name it. At the bottom, add in 4-hour charts and use those indicators for entry and exit. Do a test, and this is what I'm sending you, Brittany bitch. I'm sending you do a test on Apple and send me the screenshot and I'll confirm it looks like mine. And Brandon, man, I will help you more this afternoon. I got to get going to lunch soon, so I don't have time right now to sit with you. I've got to tell my buddy that we're going to go for sushi. You guys are like this. I've been getting these messages. Hi, Helen. Are you still using this phone number? It's been a while since we talked. I've had the same phone number since 2007. So poor little Helen, it hasn't been quite a long time since they've talked. It's been forever. Visible did fuck up some stuff. See? And that's why you invest in Facebook or Meta. Where's Chad? Felicia, I haven't contacted you in a while. Okay. There's a girl I'll never talk to again. Where's my buddy Chad? Where is Chad? Ugh. Chad. Let's do sushi. Nah, let's do acai. It's nice out. I'm gonna do acai. Where do I follow you, Zephin? How do I not follow you? I thought I followed you. What's your Twitter handle? I can follow you on anything. Anything you guys want, I'll follow you on. Why don't I have freaking customize? Add widgets. We're gonna add in I don't need I want the weather, activity, my car, and the NASDAQ. There we go. Done. Okay. I'm going over my text messages. Okay, so we're done with this. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to buy Boyle. Motherfucker, it's back up at 39. I'm not on. Okay. Account positions. Okay, I'll hit you up on I got you on Instagram. I'll give you a follow on Instagram. Let me just put in this order I'm going to put in an order on Boyle. I want to that 39 shelf right there. It's creating that shelf at 39, but see it's dipped back down below the 21 and the 9. I think I'm going to put 38.50 cuz you know what? 50 cents, I'm not going to care. This is, and by the way, when I tell you guys, identify your entry and exit, I'm identifying my entry pretty clearly at this point. I'm doing a limit order on Boyle. I don't mind if it goes down to 38. I missed 50 cents. But I'm not a guy that's going to sit at my computer and watch this damn thing all freaking day. At least I don't want to be. I'm buying 200 shares. We'll do a limit at 38.50. Preview order. You are placing an order for requires you execute Fidelity's designated investment agreement. Fuck. I am a guys, this is funny. So I have to agree to this from Fidelity. And it says, by clicking below, I agree. I represent and agree. I am a sophisticated, experienced investor. My risk tolerance is high. I am responsible for educating myself regarding the investments I make. I independently analyze the risks of investing in designated investments. Fidelity does not, and I understand will not, recommend or solicit the purchase of designated investments. I have not and will not rely on Fidelity or any Fidelity representative for advice. I am not relying today and will not rely on on Fidelity. I will promptly advise Fidelity if any of these representatives are no longer true. I agree. Most aggressive. Yeah. Update. Okay. Boom. Okay. I do Google this now. See, I got cash. Here's the thing, Zephin. I got cash sitting in my account. And what I like specifically in BOIL is that, 39.56 is what the algorithm says buy at. I put it in at 38.50. With the current action, fuck. I probably should change that. I think I'm going to change that to 39. Account positions. Let's try and... I think I'm going to change it to 39 because I don't think that 38 is going to... I'll change it to 38.99. Orders. Replace. I'm going to do 38.80. I don't know why I worry about this. I think the closer gets to 40, I think the more it's going to, people are going to start taking profits. I'm going to leave it at 38.50. Yeah. I think 36 was the ultimate in getting in BOIL. That 46 here. I got to close this out so I don't accidentally go over there. I'll go back to this one. There, see the gap here at 46? That's what I'm focused on. When you get down here and you look at, see the current candle is right in the middle of the 9-day, but the 21-day is above it. And yesterday it provided some resistance at about 41. That was the ultimate resistance at the day. If we can break above there today and break above 41, I think you've got this gap up here. The next resistance level is going to be about 50, which is where the Bollinger Band is, that volume shelf right there. Let's look at the volume shelf. Fidelity was just warning me, by the way, when I was placing the order. I had switched accounts in order to get access to a line of credit. And they were warning me that BOIL is a dangerous stock to hold. So let's go over here. And we're going to bring that back. And you're seeing, so the support level right here at about 38.55. So I've got it at 38.50. That's the support level right there. The bottom level that you're really looking at is 33. 33 is where that gap down is. So, okay, let me follow Zephin before I forget about it. Where are you? There you are. Boom, follow back. Seven, man, don't hold up that fish. Poor fish. Who's commenting? Promote it. I don't want to fucking promote it, dude. Quit commenting like that. I did a shitty little reel this morning, too. Pod highlights. I'll add that to a highlight. Did you like that I put what a man? What a mighty, mighty good man. Yeah, see, you still got confirmation here on the 1 minute. Is it gonna let me change to 5 minute? Oh, it will. See, the 5 minute chart still has upward confirmation. And that volume shelf 3888. The VWAP's at 3826. NIO's up 28 cents. Tesla's way up. I think I'm still way down. I just have too much money in technology, and technology's getting hit. Not down as much as I was, 1.33. Solar Edge. Crossed above the D1 minus line. Perfect. Oh, I can stay a little while. We're going to do a 12:45, 1 o'clock. Zephin, I'm a man who... animal cruelty to me is kind of like... I still eat some meat. What was I watching? I sent out a message the other night about... what was it? It was a baby pig in someone's arm. And the pig was just snuggling and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, I'm getting off meat again for 6 months after that. Okay, I'm still on that one. So let's go over to Active Trader Pro. Oh, I love tuna. I feel bad every time I eat it, but I love tuna. I love tuna and I love salmon. I love sushi. Boy, I think it was, who was it? Somebody brought up the cruise lines. Who was it? Was it Corey? They're way up today, by the way. Ark's, the hell is Ark doing way up? Hold on, I'm going to bring you back to Safari View. Ark is up 3%. Ark G is, guys, look at this. So you had this buy-in here at 37.98. You're at almost 40 now. ARKG. We went over this one, 3120. You're at 3423. ARKF, 1563. You're at 1677. ARKW is the only one that I haven't gone over. Remember how I said Baba was going to bounce and cover this gap? Still doesn't have a MACD cross up. Good deal, D, man. I'm telling you, TrendSpider, in fact, I need to email my guy. Hold on one second. I'm moving it back over there so I can go to Fidelity and email my guy at Fidelity. Stefan, man, my job is not to look at your portfolio. Your advisor. By the way, if you guys ever want an introduction to my advisor at Fidelity, just let me know. Gmail. Oh, my online bill from AT&T is available. Okay, compose. Oh, Stuart. I like Stuart. Stuart's awesome. I'm going to copy both. And Fidelity had Mike McCrary. Thanks. Okay. So I was just writing an email. Let's see. I'll look at T Row for you. God, I cannot believe. AT&T, man, they give me 1 gig internet. I'm gonna shut this down. Or get a quote. Why can't I find this? This is what was crazy is investment products. Why Fidelity? Security and protection, trading. Fidelity had something similar to a back testing option that TrendSpider has. And I can't find it now. You know what? It may be in my text with Steve. Let's see. Information. Oh, it's not going to be in here. It's going to be on my phone. Let's go here. And we'll go info. And then I believe it's going to be in the photos that I sent. It should be. I guess not. You've been a busy man, Jeff. There is. That was Phoenix, I guess. There's Morgan. It's me with my parents. There's the Apple. I'm pretty sure it was Active Trader Pro. Oh man. Let me see. I thought it was a photo. You guys are going to get bored as fuck listening to me just... Oh, there we go. What's new in Active Trader Pro? VWAP. That isn't anything. That's when they added VWAP. New data fields. That's Active Trader Pro. So I know what I'm looking for. That is... Okay, so it's before this. There's my firmware version. This is the guy I trade with. Or used to trade with. Now available. picture of it. Volume weighted average price. Clovis average cost. That's screenshots. Let's see. Did I send him? Let's see. Let's search for Active Trader Pro. Oh, we're gonna Fidelity. See all. Oh, there we go. Capitalize AI. Okay, I'm going to share this with my iMac. Okay, let's see. So essentially, Fidelity said they partnered with this thing called Capitalize.ai. Free sign up. Use strong password. Sign up. Okay. Gmail. Verify your account. Capitalize.ai wizard. So this is, just so you guys know what I'm doing, I am looking at and I'm not sharing it with you. Because, and I'm probably going to end this real quick. It's an AI platform called Capitalize. CAPITALISE.ai. And Fidelity, as a Fidelity member, I get it for free. And I think it's every Fidelity member gets it for free. It is like TrendSpider in that it allows you to back test. So since Black Friday is coming up, you guys that don't have Fidelity might get eased out of this. But I may not renew my TrendSpider and try going about this for the next, from between now and the Black Friday sale. I may use this as a tool, but I got to see if I can share it. So I think I pay on Black Friday, I want to say between $300 and $400 a year for TrendSpider. So, and by the way, we're almost at 40 on Boyle. Wow. Boyle just has all the look at that confirmation. So, okay, since I have a 1 o'clock lunch instead of 12 o'clock, I am going to Boyle, Meta, We're going to do Spot. We're going to do Amazon, Apple. Okay. There's still 9 of you in here. Man, you 9 are diehards. There's a lot of people who just don't say anything either. But I'm thankful for you guys. Let's see. I just got your alert, Brandon. I should share this with you. This with you guys. Hi, I'm a professional podcast promoter. I've been promoting podcasts for over 5 years, and I have a great experience with podcast promotion. A great experience with podcast promotion. That's my first ding ding. I will do advertise your podcast for subscribers, download listeners, ratings, reviews, our service, new audience, lots of organic listens, many subscriptions, 10 to 15,000 downloads monthly, lots of ratings, reviews, 100% satisfaction, money back guarantee. If you want to start a successful Apple podcast business and reach millions of people, just use my service and let me do the work for you. I'll make your podcast popular. Thank you so much. He advertises the podcast and gets millions download. Jeff, man, that's good to hear. I like that stuff. I hate these fuckers who charge you guys money for triggers and stuff. Because honestly, I just guess at it. I just guess. No, I don't know if it's a scam, Britney bitch. Brandon, you're known as Britney bitch now. I don't know if it's a scam. The guy seems to have I think it's an actual Twitter account that's called Podcast Promotion Marketing Agency. I am an Apple Podcast promoter. He's got 801 followers. How the fuck is he a podcast promoter on Twitter with 801 followers? Now, he's got an Upwork site. And the fucking Upwork site doesn't exist. I'm gonna fuck with him a little. Your Upwork. Link profile doesn't work since So he wrote that one, the Podcast Promotion Marketing Agency. And so I wrote back, I said, dude, your Upwork link on your profile doesn't work. Just letting you know, since my attention to detail is quite important to me. The fucker. Save it, man. Save it. It's the best thing I can tell you. Yeah, see, this is interesting, this capitalized AI. I hope it saved my freaking password, by the way. Yeah, what I was getting back to before I got completely distracted. I'll have to bookmark this. Add bookmark. Testing through Fidelity. Okay. I think I've got that up there now. Yeah, there we go. What's the football betting? Oh, that's GT Bets. Don't even tell me they shut this fucker down. I don't think I have any money in them, though. Which Wi-Fi am I on? I'm on my dog's snoring. Guys, there's nothing better in the world than a snoring dog. It's very calm. How's Boyle doing? 39.80. It's using 40 as kind of a resistance, it looks like. The 200 days right there. But see that MACD's crossing down and that RSI is pretty high. Remember, Boyle in the afternoon doesn't really trade on high volume. So I'll be lucky to get in there. But I think I'm still down overall. I think today's going to be a down day for me. But I tell you what, it's come back. Where's you VIXy? Because the VIX is down at 27. Fucking anchor. Explore fan study. Everything you know about listening trends. Monetize. The how and when. Learn how to earn. Refine your show and grow your initial following. The top 5 methods of making money on podcasts. This is crazy. When should I start monetizing? When my audience reaches 0 to 50, listener support. 50 listeners, listener ambassador ads. I don't even know what the fuck that is. 100 listeners, podcast subscriptions. I got thousands of daily listeners. I ain't doing subscriptions. I ain't charging you guys for that. 500 listeners, automated ads. I got to get automated ads in there. Enough dedicated fans to justify the cost, selling merch. I'm going to sell you guys merch. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my face on a freaking sweatshirt and you can walk around with it. Failed to open page. What is this? GT Bets. Oh, they went to AG. They switched. Let me see. Log in. Let me see if I have any money in this. Balance 0. Available bonus. I got some rewards. Let me see. Rewards. Let's see if football works. Submit. No, closed. $100% deposit options. No fees, no fees, no fees. You do have a foreign transaction fee. Promos. Sign up bonus, reload bonuses. 5 to 50% automatic reload bonus. Oh shit. 150%. Click here for more details. Shit, what was I going to do? I have the buy-in on. Boyle's going to use this. It's going to get down to 39.17. It's kind of calmed down. Bollinger Bands are syncing up. Let's go to a 1 minute chart and see what we're looking like. Creator Spotlight, The Art of Letting Go podcast. I need to start that fucking newsletter. That's what I need to do. Get you guys reading. Visible's support was not great the last time. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get off my Wi-Fi and I'm going to do a speed test because I don't think I get very good speed here. No. Melbicom. You sold Devon? Let's see. Let's look at Devon. Why'd you sell? It's important to know why'd you sell, Jeff. It still has confirmation. The ex-dividend date is done. Let's go look at Devon and I'll switch over to here. I'll switch you over to Safari View. So here's Devon. I would not say that you're wrong. It has covered this gap. Let's see, Devon. It is at its 52-week high. At 77.82. It's at 77.77 right now. So it's basically at its 52-week high. Again, I wouldn't say you're wrong. But you do have earnings coming up next week, November 1st. Boy, that's a bad. I just did a speed test. Jeff, let us know. Why'd you sell? I can't believe there's 9 fucking people listening to me just go on. Your average win on Devon is 20%. This one got you in at 60. You're close to 80. What's that? That's a 30% gain. You didn't have the dividend in between here. You do got this gap, which hasn't been covered because, so you have a gap up here. So essentially what happened in this one, you basically had this gap down from 63 to 60, right about there, $60.39. And then you started to cover the gap here. But then you got this crazy jump that day from 61 to 63 the next open. So you have this gap and it hasn't filled it on the way up. So the likelihood is that it will fill it on its way down. Jeff, I don't think it's horrible that you sold it up here at 77 because, again, you take profits when you can. But that candle is bursting out of the top of that Bollinger Band and you've got earnings coming up. The only thing that I could see happening is something happens with the earnings where we might not make as much next quarter as we did this quarter. And by the way, God, how in the world Apple is down 0.79. Amazon is down 2%. Google is down 7%. Hold on. I got to look at this. Why am I down by so much? Let's see. Today's gain loss. I'm going to sort by this column. No. Why the hell won't it do that for me? Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. That's my losses. Yep. So while I'm gaining on like QCLN, I'm up 3%, $1,500. GBTC, I'm up 4%, $1,000. Exxon, up 2%, $1,000. ARKG up 5%, $1,000. Tesla up 4%, $1,500. ARKK 4%, $1,000. So I've got all of these ups, but the downs. Google down 7%, down $8,000. Microsoft down 5%, down $9,000. Apple down less than 7%. Yeah. And those are just individual. That's like individual. I have quite a bit more. Those are just specific lots in specific accounts. But I was wondering, how in the world are you up that much? NASDAQ is down 0.23. And I'm down 0.61. Because I'm so heavily weighted in Google and Microsoft. And that's what it is. I'm just getting killed on those. UVIXI under 10. UVIXI's at 1074. The market's flying except for the big cap tech. Let's go over here. SLP. I bet it's up. You're only up 1.62. But here, this is the killer. Look at the 10-day chart. Starting down here at 42. I mean, God. Look at the 1 month chart. Look at that. Look at the 3 month chart. Schlumberger is just one of those that keeps on giving. I like that one. Okay. I am going to go run, do my thing before lunch. Ooh, take the dogs for a walk. I will see you guys tomorrow. And we will see if my order for Boyle fills. I got it in there at $38.50. I'm not changing it today. I'm not chasing it. But I do think if we close under 40 today, it's not great for the stock, but it's a decent one because it has run up from about 33. Here, we'll go look at the Safari view real quick so I can show you. That's just from memory. But if we actually look at the chart, see how we've run up here from about 32, 33, and within just a couple of days you're at 40. Probably needs to just take a break a little bit. Still down at the lower end of the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band's still here. See, it's still wide open, but it's kind of moving towards the center. That 21 day at 41.69 is putting up, I mean, that it traded up to $40.90 today. That's almost right at that 21 day. So you do have some resistance here to getting up that high. You have some volume level here at 41.80, 41.90, right at that 200 day. And remember, I pulled this one all the way back to September. Hey, did you make a profit, Jeff? I have a feeling you sold Devin too early too. But remember, you have to make your own decision about when to sell. And taking profits, don't ever be ashamed about taking profits. Brittany, bitch. Thanks. I appreciate it. My friends will say I just talk too much. Trust me, you guys will get sick of me. I have friends that will just hang up sometimes. I don't take offense to it. I just hang up.